Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Monday Movie Reviews. The movie in question for today's episode is weird, to put it mildly. It's called Peacemakers. That's what I found it on Tubi as. But technically, I guess it's called The Peacemakers. And just to give you a glimpse into the movie. At the beginning, it literally says that substance use is encouraged to actually use substances before you start watching the movie, and then it changes that as like we had to fucking change it, and it's it's a trip. It is a trip in the best way possible. Um, it's a weirdly philosophical movie. Um, because it talks about it's basically the conversations are basically shitting on Earth and humanity for basically how everything's been running, and yeah, that's but like they're it's so it's really interesting. It's genuinely entertaining. And we watched a movie called Creeazoids before we watched this in the Discord. And like Creeazoids, which I may do an episode about after this, is not a good movie. It is a full moon feature movie. So that's all you really need to know about it. And it is just terrible. It is so very fucking terrible. Um, like you don't care about any of the fucking characters. It was like it's one of those movies where it's like you wish everybody would fucking die. Before that was like it was made before that was kind of like a thing in movies where it's like before, you know, like the later Friday the 13th movies where you were just kind of waiting for Jason to kill people in inventive ways. Also, but anyway, sorry, I shouldn't be talking about that shitty movie. But like throughout the entire fucking movie, and that movie was about the same length as the movie, the Peacemakers. But we actually like being other people actually gave a shit about the people in Peacemakers in more than we ever did about fucking Creepazoids. Creepazoid, whatever the fuck it's called. And it's like, that's how much they're, like, that's how much better they are at, like, giving, characters personality, in this movie. And the effects are really good. Like, the two main characters and a third character, uh, all are basically like covered in bandages, like their faces are covered in bandages, and they're wearing coats and gloves and hats because they're aliens and they're being in incognito. And they all have like lights on the bottom, like on the bottom part of the rim of their hats. They have like two lights right here, and then when they talk, they have like a waveform somehow like superimposed or whatever on where their mouth should be. And like we were trying to figure out how they did it because they had it like it was in reflections on in mirrors and stuff. It's like, was it a practical effect or was it a special, like was it a fucking visual effect or was like a practical thing? There's like that kind of interesting discussion to be had. Um, they're, they're it's full of interesting characters. There's the two main characters. There's two antagonists, like goons. Then there's like the main antagonist, and like the two goons are just like it's like they're just as entertaining. Like the dialogue in this is really good. Like the back and forths are so so good and like pointed. Like they're making like really mean spirited jokes. It's the humor is very reminiscent of like Golden Girls to me, where they would just kind of like have like these very like specific barbs that they would throw. And because I've been watching Golden Girls recently, because it's an entertaining show. But it's that same kind of like witty, kind of again like kind of sarcastic. Not like it's mean spirited, but not cruel. Like it's still like it's friendly jabbing, but they're like hard jabs, not light jabs. I highly recommend you watch this fucking movie because it's entertaining. It's on Tubi. It's free to watch. And yeah, peace out, everybody.